Hi, we are the Cribs and you are in Mr.Indie. Well, last time we came here was when we were touring the third record, Men's Needs, Women's Needs, whatever. We did a festival. I can't remember what the festival was called, but MX Beat, that's right, yeah. We did the MX Beat festival and we did a headline show at the Jose Cuervo Salon, and then we did Esencia in Monterrey. Those shows were really great. Like we really enjoyed playing Mexico, and the fans were really good. Like they knew all of the obscure songs and stuff. So we really wanted to come back, but then we just didn't come back for a long time. So like we've been waiting to come back.
It was all a bureaucratic problem. It wasn't anything to do with us. We used to email at people all the time. We'd be like, oh, we want to go back to Mexico because the crowds are really passionate, and I think that for us that's like, if we find anywhere that's got that we have a passionate fan base, that's where we want to play. That's like above and beyond. Everything else. That's usually where we want to play. So we've been wanting to come back for ages. So we're just happy to be back. Really,
we get a lot of people messaging the band from Mexico, and a lot of stuff on social media from Mexico and stuff. And I actually noticed that one of the radio stations in Mexico City was playing one of our B-sides, like this song "Wish I Knew You" in the '90s, which we just wrote just for fun, It was like just a B-side, and it was getting played on one of the main alternative stations down here. So that was a real surprise, and it's also really cool because it's like we were saying before, the people when we came down here last time, they knew all the obscure songs and stuff. So it's like really exciting to us.
It's cool because we played Monterrey before. We've never played in Guadalajara before, so stuff like that for us, because we've been on tour for such a long time. It's pretty rare that we get to go to a city that we've never played in before. So I think we're all really looking forward to not just playing in Guadalajara, but just checking it out and seeing what it's like there. It's definitely for us, it's definitely better if we're going to come all this way to not just do one show in Mexico City.
We always had this ethic that, because we're from a small town in England, and we always felt like just playing in the capital city or just playing in the big city was something that we didn't really like. We used to, we because we're from a small town, we understand how important it is to play places that bands don't come to as often. So we didn't want to just come down and do Mexico City. We wanted to get some other places too. And it's only 3 shows, but that's so much better for us than just doing one show in the big city, because it's nice when people travel to your gigs, but we also want to feel like they don't have to do, people don't have to.
It's just kind of funny, really. For us, it was when they first said that they wanted to do an exhibition of the band. We kind of took it kind of tongue in cheek, really. We didn't really think about it that much, but when we actually got involved in doing it, it was an opportunity for us to dig out loads of really old things that we'd collected, and some of our old instruments that we don't use anymore. And to be fair, they did a really, really good job of it. They made a really nice exhibition. So even though I think at first we just thought it was kind of funny, it actually ended up being really cool, And it's good that the city that we grew up in, when we were growing up there, it wasn't particularly supportive of music or art at all. So it's really cool now that Wakefield, where we grew up, is now it is really supportive of the arts, and it is really supportive of music, and that's always got to be a good thing.
Kids like us used to get a hard time in that city, and so it was weird when they wanted to celebrate us, but luckily we're kind of hoarders anyway. We hoard everything, and I just went to my mum's house. My mum lives in Wakefield, and I was like, hey, have you just got any, is there any cool stuff here that we can put in the museum? Because, you know, that's the stuff that people are interested in, like all the old stuff. But yeah, it was kind of funny. We visited it. It was cool. Yeah, the new record, 24/7 Rockstar shit. Like, we intentionally. I mean, to be honest, it wasn't even really supposed to be an album. It was like we wrote it really fast and we recorded it in like 5 days, and we wanted it to just be like it was just us blowing off steam, really. You know, we've been in this industry for a long time, and like, you know, when we first started, when the Cribs first started, the first couple of records, we didn't really care what anyone thought about us, really. It's only like after you start getting successful that like you get that expectation, and we never thought that we were the sort of band who like conformed to that expectation, but subconsciously you're always trying to like, you know, do well or something. And with this record, it was, the intention was to like just like completely ignore all that shit and just like hey, let's just make a record in a week just because it's fun to do that.
And we always wanted to make a record with Steve Albini, you know, so it was like that was something that we had to do because yeah, I think that like this record, even though it was like, you know, written and recorded really quickly, I actually feel like it really represents like the band as we are now, and it really represents like a specific side of the band, because like, you know, we have always had like a really stripped back, you know, like lo-fi side to us, which like maybe people haven't seen for a few years. So it just felt like now is the time to like, yeah, let's just do something how we used to do it in the old days, like really, really quickly and really stripped back, and you know, that doesn't necessarily represent, that isn't a mainstream record. Let's make a record that is not even trying to be a mainstream record, and then stick it in the charts, and that's cool.
Yeah, well, that was the irony of it. Like we spent no time on it or no money, and we didn't really care about it that much in the way that we do when we spend a long time working on a record. But it was like our highest charting album, which doesn't really make much sense, but
it was like beating all the pop stars and stuff. It was so funny that week.
It's kind of ironic. You should just like, I mean, it's not ironic, it's just instinctual. You should just do whatever it just kind of says you should just do whatever you think, really, because, you know, our other records, we spent so long working on them, and it's like this one was just so much easier and more fun, and it probably did better, really.
I feel like it resonated more with our fans, for sure, you know, whether or not it has as much like potential to reach like a different audience, like I don't know, but I feel like as far as our fans went, you know, I feel like they like identified with this one like the most, so it's cool.